Chapter 1 Don't You Dare Come Back Tonight. You are listening at famvetv.info. T-bang bang bang, Xiaoyong, are you there? At 8 p.m. that Li Yong just comes back to his apartment. It has not been a minute before someone knocks on the door. It is the landlord. Li Yong is shocked and murmurs to himself, "Oh man, that's not what I am asking for. Today is the due date." He hasn't found a job until recently and has already spent all the money he saved. Now he is totally broke and has no courage to answer the door, but hiding from the landlord is not a solution. He has no choice but to drag his legs to open the door. When the door is opened, in front of him is the beautiful face of Zhang Yurong, who emits a mature charm with her fair skin. It seems that she just took the shower. Her hair is still wet, falling over her shoulder and giving out a tempting aroma. Smelling Zhang's attractive scent, an idea comes to Li Yong. He says casually, "Ms. Zhang, good evening. It's getting cold lately. How about me coming over to keep your bed warm?" It has been a while after he lived here. He is familiar with Zhang Yurong now, so he becomes good at flirting with this lady. "Stop it." Zhang steps back and pours scorn on him, reaching out her hand and saying, "You, just cut it out. It's time to pay your rent. 800 yuan in total. Give it to me." Saying this, Zhang blinks her eyes on purpose with a satisfied expression. Li Yong wants to pay, but he can't. He puts Zhang Yurong's hand in his and gently strokes it, begging with playful smirk, "Ms. Zhang, I am broke now. May I pay it next month with the rent then?" "What a good idea. Deal then. See you, Ms. Zhang. I will go to your house for some tea tomorrow." Just then, he is about to slip back to his room to leave no chance for Zhang Yurong to say no. However, on turning around, he feels a pain in his left ear. He looks back reluctantly only to see the angry face of Zhang Yurong, who is pulling his ear. "Boy, no rent no room. If you don't pay it, get out of my house now." Zhang Yurong, who has known his tricks and won't be fooled, says so while pulling his ear. Ouch. It doesn't work. Li Yong gives in and says in shame, "Ms. Zhang, I didn't mean to not pay it. Seriously, I have no money. Please give me 2 days grace, just 2 days. Seriously." Zhang Yurong asks him with a bit of shock. She wants nothing but merely the rent. Li Yong nods his head. If he had the money, he would definitely not be meddling like this now. It puts Zhang Yurong in an awkward situation. She will not kick Li Yong out of the house for real. They are like friends and she can't do such a merciless thing, but this guy is really irritating. She doesn't want to let him go easily. Her beautiful eyes run down Li Yong and she notices the red pendant on his neck. She says out of excitement, "Give me your pendant as a pledge." Li Yong catches the pendant in hand subconsciously. He has become an orphan when he was little. It is the only thing that his parents left him. And he is counting on it to help him find the clan. All the hope would be gone if Zhang lost it. He can't care any about his face and begs again, "Ms. Zhang, my parents left it to me. I cannot give it to anyone. Could you please choose other things?" Zhang Yurong doesn't want to make it ugly, but she notices that Li Yong even doesn't have an ordinary cell phone, not to mention anything worth 800 yuan. She purses her lips and puts her hands in front of her chest, saying saucily, "You tell me then, what do you use for a pledge?" Li Yong falls into a dilemma. The most valuable thing he has is the cell phone, which is worth less than 500 though and has been used for 2 years. Zhang Yurong would never want it even if he offered this. Looking at Zhang Yurong's cheeks, he thinks it over and comes near her with a little excitement. He smells the scent of her hair and snickers. "Ms. Zhang, what about paying you with my service? Let me go to your place tonight and serve you well." Saying this, he puts his hand around the slender waist of Zhang Yurong. Zhang Yurong trips off instantly and flushes crimson with embarrassment, exclaiming, "You rat, if you do it again, get out right now." Yet, by saying so, she still can't help giving a few glances at Li Yong's body. Although Zhang Yurong is already in her 30s, she has her skin well preserved, making her look like a lady of mid-20s. Together with her enchanting body curve and mature charisma, she can make every man fall for her. Nevertheless, her husband is an exception. He keeps racketing about and seldom comes back home. She has not been loved for long even with such a beautiful body. Thinking of this, Zhang Yurong feels rather angry and has no mood to meddle with Li Yong, saying in a voice of exasperation. I will give you 2 days' grace as you ask. If you don't pay the rent by then, get out of here then. She turns around then and walks into her house twisting her booties. Eventually, he dodges a bullet. Li Yong is so relieved. It will be the 15th of this month in 2 days. By then, he will have the salary and not be so disgraced that he becomes more and more excited and starts to hum a dirty song. He walks into the room and lies on the bed. Ouch! That he jumps out of the bed instantly. As a saying goes, extreme joy begets sorrow. Just now, he lies down so fast that the pendant bumps into his chest that he sits on the bed painfully and lowers his head to check the wound. However, he is shocked then. Oh God, the pendant is pierced into his chest and the blood is flowing out. Fortunately, Li Yong is a doctor himself and knows how to handle such a wound. When he is about to go get the bandage, he feels a pain in his brain and then passes out. In his slumber, pieces of memories start to converge and flow into Li Yong's brain, stuffing his brain violently and have no sign to stop. Crap, I cannot believe my life should end like this. What a shame. Li Yong curses with no resignation and yet helplessness. When he was in the downs of his life, he used to think about various ways of dying and never had a thought that he would die of overwhelmed memories that came from nowhere. He even can't imagine what the media will say about his death when his corpse is discovered. The most comfortable way of death. The man died in a sleep, the most miserable way of death. The man died of a wound by a pendant. People may laugh to death if they know the man has conjured so many silly thoughts before dying. Li Yong is lost and wild and prepared to welcome the approach of death. However, the memories run into his brain with a shock of blow at last, and then his brain is all clear. The memories will flow out once in a while just like his own, but Li Yong is certain that those experiences don't belong to him. Hooray, I am alive. The exultant joy of aftermath makes Li Yong burst into laughter. He sits up and checks his body over and over again. He doesn't get relieved until he makes sure everything is alright, but the following thing just puts him into a sheer awe. He is too shocked to spill a word. The wall in front of him goes missing and Zhang Yurong is sitting on the bed with bitterness, naked. Li Yong has never seen any woman in the nude for real before. His eyes nearly pop out of his head and he can't help drooling. Then in his stare, Zhang Yurong turns to his side suddenly and complains. Where is my man going? How dare you keep me staying alone in bed? If you seriously piss me off, I will go find someone else for company then. Though Zhang Yurong is looking at Li's side, she doesn't seem to notice him. While complaining, she lowers her head to see her body with sadness, which looks like she is eager for someone's gentle fondling. It never occurs to Li Yong that he would see such thing by chance, but he is not going to watch more. It is not he doesn't want to, but he can't stand the temptation. He looks away quickly and then lies on the bed, recalling what happened a while ago. It is so freaking amazing. My eyes can see through the wall and know what's happening there. He is desperate to find out the truth. He tries to calm down and sort out the memories in the head. Now these memories are easy to catch as if they belong to him. In the flow of memories, Li Yong finds out the truth very quickly. All these incredible things are because of the pendant on his neck. It has a pretty name, Jade of Reincarnation. It could only be attached to doctors. When the owner of the jade died, his memories of practicing medicine would be restored into the Jade of Reincarnation. When it meets the next owner, the previous memories will be released. It has had 80 owners before Li Yong. That's to say, now Li Yong possesses not only a clairvoyant vision but also the lifetime experience of 80 doctors, including various medical practices and ancient prescription. They are treasure beyond price. Moreover, Li Yong's perspective vision can also see through the skin of human body and find out the illness inside. It is a magic weapon for doctors. Figuring out these things, Li Yong is so excited. With these priceless powers, he doesn't need to work for anybody. He can surely make a fortune by opening a clinic. He is over the moon and wishes he can run right to the hospital to resign, but the day hasn't broken yet. He has to calm himself down and find a set of internal skill and mental cultivation method for internal exercise to study. It is said that the mental cultivation method was created by Bianc, a famous doctor in the Warring States period, which could help enhance the body and cure diseases. It is a pity that the mental cultivation method is not complete after so many years passing down and only the first 3 levels of it are kept, yet, it is good enough though. After all, it is a pie in the sky. You cannot ask for a meat pie. Li Yong is always positive thinking and goes straight to practice as per the mental cultivation method. It is easy to practice the mental cultivation method and Li Yong gets the hang of it very quickly. He sits on the bed quietly and keeps practicing until 7 a.m., and then goes to wash his face. Even though he is awake the whole night, he doesn't feel sleepy at all. Instead, he feels so energetic and powered on. After he has himself washed, he hastily leaves for the hospital and wants to test his power eagerly, but when he opens his door, he bumps into Zhang Yurong again. Zhang Yurong is delicately dressed up today. Wearing a purple tight dress with a slit on the side of the right leg, she has her curve perfectly shown. The dress's hemline waves with the wind and her beautiful leg could be seen once in a while. Li Yong can't help staring at that and recalling the scene of last night. But now he cannot watch that anymore. It would be a big shame if he sheds nosebleed for that. Zhang Yurong is quite angry for what happened yesterday. Seeing Li Yong's looks, she glares at him and shouts at him, "What are you looking at? I will gouge your eyes out for one more glance. Aren't you dressed up nicely for men to appreciate?" Li Yong smirks and runs out before Zhang Yurong realizes it. "Rat, don't you dare come back tonight." Zhang Yurong exclaims with embarrassment after he runs far away. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.